All right, guys. Thank you once again. Welcome to Sunday night's call. We're all set up. We've got a good crowd. Welcome, Afifa. Welcome. All right, guys. You saw me post earlier, and tonight's topic is all about how you talk to yourself, the things that go on inside your head before and after when you talk to yourself. And I'm going to kind of segue it into how that translates to the things that you actually do and what it sounds like to someone else hearing it out of your mouth. So I'm going to start with quickly sharing my screen because you know I love to do that. And we're going to go here. All right, you guys may have just saw me post this. But this is just something that I've come up with. It is what I hear a lot, and coming out of people's mouths, whether it be the first time I meet them, you know, the second year, it doesn't matter. It always comes out of our mouths, and I'm no different. I say some of these things too, and these are just kind of starting points that we could start recognizing when we do talk to ourselves like that. So I can't, I won't, I'm unable, I am not sure, I can try, I can if, I don't think, I would, I should say I would if, or something like that, or there's no way. So these are just some of the things that I hear, and I really want this to stick in your head a little bit, and then maybe reflect back on if you've said these things and what follows it. These are just starting points. So I'm not sure I can actually do a push-up. Have you tried? Okay, no, probably not. So if you say those things and present yourself to the world, you're going to be challenged right away, especially if you're in front of someone that is wanting to open up your eyes to what you're actually capable of. So my job, that's basically what my job is. When I boil it down to what I do and why I do it, I want you guys to see your full potential. And it's my job to be able to see that potential within you, right? So when we talk like that and we say these things to ourselves and we go somewhere and we just say, oh, I can't do that. You have to go over it and think, okay, have I ever tried? Have I ever tried to do it? And countless times. I honestly think it happens daily, and Candace, you can probably agree. This happens daily in our lives, and it's not just in the gym, it's everywhere we go. People always say things with a step back, and you're not affecting me. I'm going to tell you that right now. You're not affecting me. You're affecting yourself. You're limiting yourself. You're doubting yourself. And this is a problem because if there's anything you want to accomplish, you got to know these things, these few things here. It's going to take hard work. If you've never done it before, you probably don't know what you're doing, which is okay, because no one knows what they're doing if they haven't done it before. And all you sound like is a Debbie Downer to yourself and to the group that you're with, or even to the one person or two people that are around you. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't want to bring that energy into your life because it's only going to deliver you absolutely nothing or less, if it's possible to get less than nothing. You might go back to something that you never wanted to have and you have it again, right? It's like all of a sudden you have this something that you never wanted and it's back in your life and you're like, oh my goodness. You lose confidence, right? And when you lose confidence because you're saying these things all the time, you're just talking yourself down. You're talking yourself out of your full potential. You're removing yourself from the potential that someone wants to deliver to you. So if you're in a group of people that someone's doing something that you want, but you're saying these things, that person doesn't want to be around you at all. I'm going to tell you that flat out. That person does not want to be around you at all because they want to be around people that want to push. They want to be around people that want to succeed, that want to thrive. And naturally, the instinct in the brain will move that person away from you if you are giving off that energy. Once that person starts feeding, like if they start feeding that energy and you can see that, okay, my energy delivered this and now I have this attracting, you should be alarmed. Like, this should be an alarm. If someone's coming to you and you're saying negative things, that person's in a bad space too. Okay, they're being attracted to you because you're saying the same things they are. And it's not to say that you have to be rude. It's just that you be mindful that this person is coming to you because they're saying the same damn things and it's not good for you. Okay, so that's just going to perpetuate. It's just going to keep going and going and going and going in the cycle until you actually decide that today's the day you're going to stop talking to yourself like that. And I want that to sink in, that you have to make this conscious decision that today's the day that you stop talking to yourself like that. And I hope that that means today is the day. Like, I'm not just saying this. Like, I want you guys to feel that truly. And it's not that you have to be perfect. I never strive to be perfect. I just strive to do something in a forward motion. And today's the day. Okay? Talking to yourself is cool. You're not crazy. Try talking to yourself in a positive manner. So if we go back to that screen that I'm going to share again, I can change it, take the T off. I will, I am able, I am sure, I will do this instead of I can try. You can't try something. I'm going to try to pick up this phone. I'm going to try to do this call. No, you're either doing it or you don't. You are or you're not, right? There's no real in between. I hate the word try. We say it, it slips. I catch myself sometimes doing it, and I'm just like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make sense. Stop saying it. Okay. And I keep pushing myself towards that. Take the if off. I can. Someone asks you to do something. I can. I will is the second one that you follow it up with, right? I don't think I'll be able to turns into I'm going to do this, right? And I would go to the gym if I had a friend. Well, I'm going to go to the gym. Friends will follow, right? There's no way. Changes, there has to be a way. I will find that way. Okay? It's just that the mindset has to turn towards action, has to turn towards activity. It has to always go in that direction, because if we put something up in front of us, let's take a picture of a tree, a really large tree, and it has one piece of hanging fruit. Okay, and it takes a lot to get that piece of hanging fruit. You've got to go find a way to get up that high. You're not that tall. Okay, you got to go grab something. You bring it. Okay, not that high. Next piece, you're going to stack it on top. Okay, oh, just not there yet, just out of reach. And then someone comes along and says, hey, why don't you do it like this? I've already done this before. I've already grabbed that piece of fruit. It's growing back by the time you get there. And they show you a new way. And then you get that piece of fruit. What's that doing to you in your brain? It's creating dopamine, a hit of dopamine. You're getting hyped up. You're like, yes, I finally accomplished it. But we have to be open to that, and we have to talk to ourselves in a positive manner so that we continue to push forward. Because I guarantee you, when you do this kind of stuff and you talk this kind of way, you will do nothing. You will be stuck doing nothing, right? So it's one of those things that is just, it happens all the time, and it's so easy to slip. Candace is saying, I would even add, I will make a way. It's perfect. So these things are all possible, guys, if we just change the way we talk to ourselves, right? We all know from being on these calls, we all know that there's great ways to set your goals. We see that every week. What are we talking like in between those days? Like the self-talk. How many times are we waking ourselves up and saying, I'm going to get psyched up for the day. I'm going to crush this day. How many times are we looking around at the other people in the group and being like, I wonder if they're doing it. If they're not doing it, I'm not going to do it. Right? Or I wonder, okay, they have that. Well, how did they get that? I can't get that. I'm going to leave that alone. Right? So these things come down to comparing yourself to others, wanting what others have, listening to what others have to say. Honestly, the only thing that matters at the end of the day, if it boils down to, you can be courteous to all the people around you, kind, have love, share, all that good stuff. The only thing that matters is how you talk to yourself. You're stuck with yourself until the end of time. And whatever that day is, it'll be, but you're stuck with yourself. Like, what are you going to do? You can try to remove yourself, and that'll go over really well. Never been done before. So it's just one of those things that you have to understand, that it is very important to talk to yourself in a way that you respect yourself and you would treat your best friend. How do you talk to your best friend? How do you talk to a friend that's in need? How do you talk to a friend that's asked you for help? That's how you should talk to yourself, and be very aware of it, right? The awareness is the best thing for you, because you can easily fix something that you're aware of. If you go through life unaware of everything, you just let it happen to you. Things just happen to you. Like, I don't know why that's happening to me. I shake my head all the time when people say, I don't know how I got myself in this mess. I guarantee you did it to yourself. I promise you did it to yourself. I guarantee you, I don't know how I gained 10 pounds. I know how you gain 10 pounds. I know how I gained 10 pounds. You did it to yourself, right? So there's this awareness factor that comes along with this responsibility of talking to ourselves in a positive way. It's okay to talk to yourself in a negative way when you need to, right? But you have to spin that. You have to turn that around and then create an action plan to get out of that. Because too much of that just becomes very dark, becomes very sad. You know, it's a hard place to be. And if you're in that place, reach out to somebody. I promise you there's someone here that can help you. But I want you guys to turn the corner and start pushing yourselves, right? Challenge yourself. The second you hear yourself talking, like, for lack of a better term, talking, I'm not even gonna say it, badly about yourself, that's when you know. You're like, okay, click, check, remember that call? Okay, what is it, March 3rd? I remember that day. This is the day you mark in the calendar that you turn the corner, right? You can reference back to it, write it down after the call. I challenge you guys to write it down and just put in, today's the day that I do something for myself. And it starts with how you talk to yourself. And then whatever else comes forward is going to be positive, because you're bringing that energy to the world. You're bringing that out in these calls. You're bringing that to the table. You're bringing that to the gym. You're bringing that to your workplace. You're bringing that to everything that you're doing. I had a great conversation, and it was by text, with Jen Sagster. And we were just talking about, she was mentioning about work and some challenges that she's facing. And I just pointed out to her, I just said, what do you want to see there, right? What do you want to see in your workplace? How do you want to deliver it? And it kept coming back to, well, I can't do it all. And I find that the message that I wanted to drive home was, no, you can't do it all, but you're in control of what you can do. You get to choose what you want to present to the environment, and those attractions, or what you present, will bring those attractions to you. You'll bring the people that want to be on your page to you, and the ones that don't, either aren't there yet because they haven't hit that spot yet, or it'll take some time, right, that they'll come around, or you'll find your way through them and stick to the positive energy, and it'll attract, I promise you. So if there's something that you're going through that you want to see in your life, like, literally look at what you want the outcome to be and start doing what it takes to get that outcome, no matter what. Don't let anybody else pull you back. Push forward towards that outcome, and it will come. It will come through your hard work. It'll come through all your positivity. It'll come through everything that you're trying to do, will just gravitate towards that. And then you'll be able to see, coming at you with bright headlights, the energy that's wrong. You'll be like, whoa, that's taking me out of my zone. I don't like that zone. What is that? Keep it away, right? It's like a burnt pizza. Nobody wants that. Right, Cheyenne? Nobody wants a burnt pizza. They send that shit back. All right, so I'm going to share another screen. And it's an article that I like. It's a great segue. This website's called The Tiny Buddha. It's got some cool things. All right, how to overcome self-doubt and 8 tips to boost your confidence. I'm not saying that we're all in this zone, but I know from time to time we all get this. It's natural. When we fear something, we're doubting ourselves, is what truly I think fear is, when we doubt what we're capable of. So we just go back and we're afraid of what it's going to deliver. So we're going to scroll down here. I put this on Instagram the other day. Stop comparing your accomplishments to your friends' and colleagues' accomplishments. Comparison is the thief of all happiness. I promise you. If you've done something so, like, you get so fired up and jazzed up about it, and it doesn't quite look as good as someone else in your own mind, that's when you need to stop, collaborate, and listen. A little Vanilla Ice there for all you Vanilla Ice fans. But honestly, you need to look at what you've done and celebrate it right then and there. You need to stop worrying about what other people's doing. They always make it look better on Instagram. It's not real all the time, okay? It's not real. Usually it has a filter. Stop comparing your accomplishment to others. You're at a different spot in your life. Not everybody's the same. Okay? Number 2 is a big one. Forget about what everyone else is thinking of you. This is everywhere. This is huge, right? No one cares. Whenever I always get, and it's funny, I laugh because of it. So someone always says, you know, what are people going to think? And I always come out and I yell at them and be like, hey, this person right here, this person's going to do this. And I'm always like, when I do it, it's public, and maybe people, my friends and stuff, they hate me because I'm like putting attention on them. And then I look at them and no one responds, because I say, no one cares. No one cares about you, right? So forget what you think they are talking about. Forget all that stuff. It doesn't matter, right? It's just that point of, like, at the end of the day, everyone's really taking care of themselves. And yes, we're helping each other and helping friends and all that kind of stuff, but again, back to us being selfish and that kind of thing. No one is going to care what you do in the long run as long as you're being true to yourself and you're delivering what you think is best to yourself. Okay? The ones that don't like what you're doing will leave you and get over it. You have to get over them leaving you. It's okay. We can't all be in the same circle. All right, number 3, just make a decision and then correct your course as you go along. This one is huge. How many people try to be perfect? Make a mental note, nod your head yes, I could see you guys on the screen. How many people try to be perfect? And what I mean by that is you will not release what you're trying to do until it's perfect. No, don't put that out yet. It's not quite perfect. Guys, this is bullshit. I've told so many people, everybody that's asked me, hey, how did you get this business going? What's this, what's that? And I look at them and I said, I shot first and aimed second. And they're like, what do you mean? I said, I took the shot, and then if I didn't hit it, I would re-aim and take the shot again. So I'm not being perfect. I don't care where it lands as long as it's closer to where I want to be, right? That's me. That's my personality. I know there's tons of tests out there, and we've gone around the group. Some people have done tests. Allison's done them. Ryan's done them. We learn like what kind of mindset we have. But I promise you, if you can make the shift to just making decisions, being decisive over being correct or being perfect, you will get further ahead faster without any issues. The mistakes people dwell on, those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to shoot the wrong thing and someone's going to say, ow, that hurt. And then you're going to have to aim again and try something else, right? So be aware of that. Try making decisions and then figuring it out as you go. This one's pretty cool. Write yourself a handwritten letter. This is right perfect with the self-talk. Writing yourself a letter of your accomplishments, writing yourself a letter of what you've been scared of and the things that you're about to do and all that kind of stuff. It's excellent. I read this and I was like, oh man, I haven't done that. The closest thing I did to it was in my business coaching, and I wrote out mission statement of what Fit Club was. I wrote out who my target audience was. I wrote out my accomplishments and my celebrations. And it was pretty close to this. And I promise you it felt good, but I guarantee you when I go back and look at it now, my mission statement's not exactly the same. But it's really cool to start doing these tasks and writing to yourself. What do we got going on here? All right. Brené Brown's first guidepost, wholehearted living. There we go. Cultivate authenticity. Absolutely. This is all around the same stuff, guys. Number 5, let's go. Listen and or read positive material on a daily basis. Pretty self-explanatory. You're going to want to do this stuff. Read good stories. Don't read the doom and gloom. You know, we always have, I always say this to Sarah, and her dad always watches the CNN. He loves it. But for me, it's like, I can't listen to that shit anymore. Right. So I kind of tune it out. I know he's going to watch it and I think that's okay. It's cool. But it's like, that's not positive to me. Right. Stuff like that. You got to get that stuff out of your life a little bit, or at least block it, or go be busy, do something else. I put audiobooks on all the time. It's really great stuff from different topics to different things I'm interested in. It's a great way to kind of check yourself out and get back in the zone. Candace, it's a big one. Number 6, write in a gratitude journal at the end of the day. Pretty good one. I don't think I have the book up here, but I'm starting tomorrow, and it's my freedom journal. So it's what I want to accomplish in 100 days. And it talks about this stuff. It says, has some spots for writing your gratitudes in at the end of each day. So I'm going to start that again tomorrow. Identify your biggest fans and then nurture those relationships. Guys, I do this all the time, the best I can. I'm super focused on it right now, is to identify who the biggest, supporters are, and just be with them and just see how I can return the favor, just see how I can add value to their life. The people at the gym, you guys here, I come to this table and I want to really deliver the best to you guys, because I know that you guys are big fans, and I know that you guys appreciate this stuff, and you're here week in and week out. And I know the ones that listen to this week in and week out, it's great. It's a good feeling, and it keeps me going. So I've identified that, and this is why I can, keep going and not be like, oh man, another Sunday. Some people might be like, here's another Sunday. We're almost 2 years in on this stuff, and I love it. I love it. So it's pretty cool. This one's a little different. not a lot of us do this probably, the mantras, right, for support. I've read this in a lot of my Audible books. They talk about this and getting into a mantra, getting into a bit of kind of like meditation, right? And telling yourself these set of mantras that can help you calm yourself down, bring yourself back to level, and then carry on with what you're about to do. So really cool webpage. Of course, I'll share the link, but I'm going to open the floor. Candace, you've been unmuted. Talk a little bit about your gratitude stuff and what it's been doing for you.
So for me, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yay. Okay, one of the biggest things for me when I find myself kind of getting into anything like negative and like self-talk or self-doubt, I try to say the word pause out loud. It's a trigger for my mind to stop what I'm doing and kind of reset. And I either start saying positive I am statements, or I don't say anything at all because I know it's going to be negative. So I actually try to pause. This helps tremendously for me. I try to always go over the fact that I am is the biggest and most powerful two words that you can put together, because what we say behind them is what we believe we are or what we believe we're going to become. And we need to be conscious of that, and that's where our awareness needs to become key. And we need to allow ourselves to ask others to help us with that when we get into those zones where we're consciously negative and we can't come out of it. We need to have those people that are going to be able to step up and be like, hey, you need to recheck yourself here. Like, what's actually going on? Are you making an anthill at like a huge mountain? Or what's actually, or if it is a mountain, how can we get over it together? And that's where empathy needs to come in towards yourself and towards others. When you do see someone talking negative about themselves, we check them. I'm always talking to people. You can ask Cheyenne in boot camp when she goes to say something. I've caught her a couple of times. And I'm like, hey, what are you saying? And she always kind of gives me that look, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. We try that. And she does, and she does it. Sometimes it takes her a couple of tries, but she always ends up accomplishing it. And it's because she puts her mind there first, and that's what I believe is always going to get you to your actual true accomplishments, is if your mind is there. And you have to have a positive mind toward yourself, and you have to love yourself, and that is in every area. You're going to make mistakes, you are going to fail, life is going to give you incredible challenges that make you feel like this at some moments, and you need to understand that even in those moments you are worthy of everything that you can possibly imagine, and you just need to talk to yourself and love yourself that way, and you will find those people that will help you do that. And Fit Club does that. You do that.
That's good. I like it. Appreciate your feedback. Now, a lot of good points were shared there, a lot of insight on that kind of stuff, and we do hear it every day, like with the Cheyenne reference. I catch her too. I catch each and every one of you, and you guys catch me. So it's a pretty cool system that we have building here, and a pretty cool support strand that we're bringing people along with. So just with today's event, the open house, and I've created a survey that's going to come out to all the members that are regular members that do participate in the community, and it's something that I think we can all ask ourselves. It says, what do you want to stop? Or like, what do you want to see stop? What are you liking or enjoying? And what do you want to see that isn't there yet? So those simple 3 questions are going to come out to all of you guys, and I want you guys to answer that truthfully. And I think it applies to our life, right? Like when we're doing certain things in our life, people, like, you should ask that of maybe, hey, what do you not like right now? What do you want to see? What do you like that's going on that it'll continue? And it's an easy reflection even in your workplace. If you're in a management position or something that you want to create a pulse, it's called a pulse of the community, or a pulse of your customers, or a pulse of your tribe. And when you collect all that data and all that information, that feedback, you truly gain an appreciation of what your mission statement is. And your mission statement is brought to you by the people that surround you, right? You can have a mission statement in your head, but truly what it is what the people think you are. Like, it's one thing to put Fit Club as a brand out there and put that logo out there, but if there's not anything good said behind it, you really don't have a brand. You don't have anything, right? So you don't have that pulse. So that's truly my goal, is to really build something like that. And hearing from all of you guys, that's why I ask for feedback. That's why we have Ryan messaging people in the 4-week mark. That's why we have Allison slamming messages. And I, on Friday, I slammed a whole bunch of messages. We're starting to integrate more people. You're starting to see all that, and we're gathering feedback now because we have this great nucleus of people to give us all the positive and negative and the learnings and the teachings, so that we can now aim again and shoot again, right? So don't be afraid to ask for that feedback. Don't be afraid to talk to somebody openly and be like, hey, what's going right? What's going wrong? What do you need? What would you like to see me do? Stop, and all that good stuff, right? So it's pretty cool when you start doing the things that you say you're going to do. And you guys are really great at it. You're coming on the calls, you're writing your goals. How do you feel at the end of the week when you accomplish your goals that you wrote? I don't know. I feel pretty fucking good about it. Right? Carrie's post. I love getting heckled, because it's like, I'm coming. I'm going to pull through and put this post up and get that. But I like being called out. I really enjoy that, because it's one of those things that gets me motivated. It keeps me going. One of my clients, actually, he started his YouTube channel, and he's an Audi car dealer, amongst a ton of other things. Very successful guy. And we have these great conversations. And I just watched his one video, and he came to the end of it, and so he's like, guys, I get 1,000 comments, and these are the 4. And it says, you suck, your head looks like a paintbrush, and some other things. Like, he was getting heckled on his Instagram and YouTube, and he said, thank you. You motivate me to keep putting videos out, because I'm still getting a reaction out of you, and it's not going to stop me. So he flipped it, and it's some bad comments, flipped it into a positive, and said, thank you, and he's going to keep pushing these videos out. It's a very cool moment that I watched earlier today, and it's true. It really is. Like, people are going to say what they want to say, but it doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter. You're going to push anyways, right? So that's the goal. Let's push. Let's talk to ourselves in a more positive light. Let's ask questions when we're unsure, and let's learn. Let's really, truly learn, right? Don't be afraid to ask questions. There are no stupid questions, okay? I might give stupid answers sometimes, but we usually get around to what I'm trying to get out. And yeah, so that's it from me tonight. I'm going to share the link. I've got that picture posted in the group. I want you guys to reflect on that. And I promise you, start talking to yourself better. You'll talk to everybody around you better. Okay? Cool. Keep rocking. Meal planning, prepping, working out. There's tons of different things. People still get free classes if they are in London. We share those workouts. There's workouts coming out. I don't know. Oh, Ryan didn't do the workout, did he? It's March 3rd. All right, we're on it. We're on. Candace, release the hounds. You're on them. All right? Okay, guys, thank you. Good night. Have a good sleep.